Welcome to Living Zen. I'm Eshu, and this talk was recorded our first sit together of 2026 at the University of Victoria's Multifaith Center. It's a reflection on practice, play, seriousness, and the many ways we mark beginnings, on the calendar and in our own lives. If you're new here, Living Zen is a podcast about Zen practice as it's lived, messy, sincere, embodied, and woven into real human lives. You can learn more about the Zenwest sangha at www.zenwest.ca. For now, let's step into the Zendo together and listen to the talk. Well, Happy New Year. I guess one of many New Years. One of the things that I've been just reflecting on over the past several weeks, I've had a long time challenge with this whole idea of New Year. Because for so much of my life, I've been kind of oppositional. Kind of rebellious. So this January 1st New Year always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Culturally, my people celebrate New Year at the end of October, Samhain. And I've also been conditioned in this society and culture for a new year that begins in September, the new kind of school year. And of course, winter solstice feels like a kind of new year to me as well. And then there's Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year. And then there's Biaotin, the beginning of the sort of spring season. It feels kind of like a physical, material New Year. And I've always kind of struggled or kind of been seeking for the one way. Which one is the real New Year? And it feels like just this year that I've really come to a place of allowing space, allowing for there to be many new years. You can have a new year of learning, a new year of spiritual practice, a new year of the sun, a new year of the moon, a new year for finance and business, a new year for the plants, a new year for the animals. I live in a kind of farm environment. And for me, this is an important kind of realization. It's a kind of important way that we can actually continue to diversify. Because in a way, every day of our lives, every breath, we have an opportunity. Happy New Year. A new life. Every time we wake up in the morning, it's an opportunity. An opportunity for us to exhale, to let go of those things that we've been carrying in the past. An opportunity for us to turn our attention, leaning into what's unfolding in this moment, allowing us to be right here, right now. I'm really grateful for all of you coming this evening to sit, and maybe like me, this word, this term for the Buddha and Dharma and sangha, the three refuges, that for me this practice this evening really does feel like a refuge after the busyness, the complexity, the relational intensity of the holiday season, however it is that you experienced it. There's an opportunity as we come together to practice, to just have some space to allow all of it to settle, and to remember, to remind ourselves where we are, what we're doing right now. It's wonderful to see family. It's wonderful to enjoy good food and good company and good conversation, to have fun. One of the things that was striking me tonight is that it's the 6th of January, so I think that's the 12th night. This is the 12th night. And one of the old traditions that is called the Lord of Misrule. And this is where sort of things are upside down, where the kings are sort of taunted by the jesters, and the presidents are led by the peasants. And it's funny that in the Zen tradition around New Year's, there's a similar practice where all of the rules get flipped upside down. And one of the things that I was really contemplating as I was coming into the Zendo is this sort of attitude towards practice. An attitude towards practice, and I think an attitude towards life. And it's something that has always been a challenge, because Zen is so damn serious all the time. Black and white colors and very straight lines and very serious faces all of the time. And so I think people get the impression that we're supposed to be very serious in Zen. And in some ways that's true. We're supposed to be it is beneficial in our practice to engage our practice with our whole hearts. But it makes me sad when people engage in Zen practice with a kind of drudgery or kind of grimness. So some of the thoughts or some of the words that were coming back to me are things that people have said throughout my practice. Like, don't fool around. Take things seriously. And that they often led to me being kind of overly serious. When I was in university, I was in a theater program. And I've spent a lot of time on stages and directing and all kinds of stuff around theater, doing plays, acting. And one of the things that I have observed over time is that in general, people who maybe haven't spent any time acting or doing theater have a very low opinion of acting. And someone might say, like, don't just act. Don't just play around. It's not a game. But as I was sitting this evening, I was just reflecting that, that's only problematic. Just acting, just playing around. at a kind of novice level of acting, at a kind of novice level of playing. When I think about athletes who are at the most, top level of playing, it's a very serious business. When you watch somebody who's playing at a top level, Olympic level, professional level of a sport, and you see them running to catch a ball, or you see them swinging a club, or running, or swimming, or diving, or whatever it is that they're doing, and you look at them, you can be aware that in the activity that they're doing, there is no self. They're completely immersed in the activity that they're doing. Their game. The thing that they're playing. Likewise, if you look at a really top-notch actor who's doing a role on a stage or in a movie, you will observe that there is none of the actor left. There is only the character. There's only the role. In fact, the very sort of definition of a poor actor would be one in which that actor is still really present in whatever role they're doing. Very serious business. And they're playing. The reason that I'm talking about this is that this is, I think, at least for me, and I would encourage you to really experiment with this in your own life and in your own practice. We have a very negative view of playing. And yet we can look at children and understand the significance, the power, the critical role that play plays in their lives. We have a very low opinion of things like acting, like taking up a role and dissolving into that role. And yet when we witness somebody doing it, we admire it greatly. But that's not us. We're serious. We're for real people. We're real Zen practitioners. We're real fathers and mothers and partners and students and doctors and lawyers. It's real! Serious! No fucking around! And that way is just rigid. And it's not alive. So what I really want to encourage in your life, in your practice for you to experiment, is how you can approach your practice, how you can approach sitting, how you can approach bowing or chanting with joy, with playfulness and curiosity and a kind of lightness. A lightness that at the same time, it's serious business. That professional rugby player is playing, but it's a serious business. They can get hurt. And likewise, this Zen practice, the unfolding activity of your life, is a serious business, and there's nothing more serious. The great matter of life and death is absolutely serious. And the great matter of our life and death is also filled with laughter. It's also filled with mistakes. It's also filled with making asses out of ourselves, out of falling down and standing back up again to start over. And for me, I think that's what the new year, if I can engage with it at all, it reminds me of Bodhidharma's teaching. 7 times falling down, 8 times stand up. We have this new opportunity. It's a new opportunity that is reborn in every breath, but maybe we can feel it a little bit more at the turning of this calendar year. Maybe the past year has been difficult. Maybe you've experienced challenges and losses and unexpected changes. And even so, we have a whole new day, a whole new year extending out in front of us. To be curious, to be serious, and to step into the unfolding game, the unfolding drama, the unfolding comedy of our lives together. So Happy New Year. I look forward to a new year of practice together with all of you. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to stay connected with the practice of living Zen, there are a few ways to do that. Zenwest is an active Zen practice community, and you can find teachings, events, and sangha life at zenwest.ca. I also share ongoing teachings, reflections, and recordings through my Patreon, The Red Mountain Way. If this podcast inspires your practice, and you'd like to help keep it happening, becoming a patron is one of the most direct ways to do so, and I'm grateful for your support. For those who are seeking more personal one-to-one support, I do offer individual guidance. You can learn more at www.monarchtrancework.com. And finally, if you find Living Zen meaningful, one of the easiest ways to help me continue is by liking, subscribing, or sharing the podcast. These simple and cost-free actions help the podcast to be discovered and to grow, and allows it to reach people who may not yet know about Living Zen. Wherever you're listening from, thank you for your time, your attention, and your practice. Until next time.